stop right there. Whatever you're doing, pause for just a moment. Because what you're about to hear in the next few minutes might completely change how you understand your body, and more importantly, what your future could look like. Most people believe that weak legs are simply a natural part of getting older. That stiffness, that heaviness, that feeling of instability when you stand up or walk up the stairs, it's just age catching up. But what if that belief is wrong? What if the real reason your legs are getting weaker has nothing to do with age itself, and everything to do with something no one ever clearly explained to you? There is a silent mistake happening in millions of kitchens every single day. A mistake that slowly drains strength from your muscles, reduces your balance, and makes everyday movements feel harder than they should. And the most surprising part is, most people think they're doing the right thing. Dr. Michael Carter has spent years studying how the human body changes after 60. And according to his research, muscle loss is not just about time passing. It is about whether your body is getting the exact nutrients it needs to maintain and rebuild strength. Without those nutrients, your muscles don't just weaken, they stop responding altogether. But here is the good news. This process can be influenced. In many cases, it can even be reversed. In this video, you are going to discover 7 simple foods, not rare supplements, not expensive treatments, just real, everyday foods that you can find in almost any grocery store. Yet these foods have the power to support muscle repair, improve stability, and help you regain confidence in the way you move. And one of them, the one most people misunderstand the most, could completely change the way you look at your daily meals starting today. So stay with me, because what comes next might be the missing piece your body has been waiting for. Let's begin with something simple, something you've probably eaten hundreds, maybe thousands of times in your life, but never truly understood its power. Eggs. For many people over 60, the biggest hidden challenge is something called anabolic resistance. That simply means your muscles stop responding the way they used to. You can eat the same foods, live the same way, and still feel weaker year after year. It's frustrating because it feels like your body is ignoring you. But eggs contain something that directly addresses this problem. A natural compound that acts like a signal, telling your muscles it's time to rebuild and repair. Without that signal, nothing happens. With it, everything changes. Dr. Michael Carter once worked with a woman named Helen Brooks, 74 years old. She came in after experiencing multiple near falls in her own home. Stairs had become something she avoided whenever possible. Not because she wanted to, but because she didn't trust her legs anymore. Instead of complicated treatments, he made one simple adjustment. He asked her to start her mornings with 2 to 3 whole eggs. Not egg whites, not low-fat substitutes, whole eggs. Within weeks, she began to notice something different. Her legs didn't feel as heavy. Getting up from a chair became easier. And one morning, she walked up her stairs without holding the railing, something she had not done in years. That change did not come from luck. It came from giving her muscles what they had been missing. Now, let's move to something just as important, but often overlooked. Dark leafy greens. If your legs feel tired quickly, if they ache or feel tight or slow to respond, the issue may not be your muscles alone, it may be your circulation. As we age, the body produces less of a key compound that helps blood flow efficiently through the smallest vessels in your legs. Without proper flow, your muscles are essentially running on low fuel. They cannot perform and they cannot recover. This is where leafy greens come in. Foods like spinach, kale, and similar vegetables help your body restore that internal flow. They support the delivery of oxygen and nutrients exactly where they are needed most. James Whitaker, 71 years old, described his legs as feeling like they were filled with concrete every morning. He had tried supplements, stretching routines, even medications. Nothing made a lasting difference. Dr. Carter suggested a simple shift: 2 servings of cooked greens each day, prepared with a small amount of healthy fat. After several weeks, James noticed something he had not felt in a long time: lightness. Movement became smoother. Walking no longer felt like a chore. It felt natural again. And then there is something even more surprising: Greek yogurt. Most people think of it as a light snack, something optional, something small. But in reality, it plays a much bigger role inside your body. As you get older, it's not just about what you eat, it's about what your body can actually absorb and use. And that process is heavily influenced by your digestive system. Greek yogurt supports both sides of the equation. It provides high-quality protein that your muscles can use directly, and at the same time, it supports the internal environment that allows your body to process nutrients more effectively. This creates a powerful combination. You are not just feeding your muscles, you are helping your body learn how to use that fuel again. For best results, Dr. Carter often recommends having it shortly after light physical activity. Even a simple walk is enough to activate your muscles and make them more responsive. Small changes like these may not seem dramatic at first, but inside your body, they begin to shift something fundamental. And once that shift begins, the results can follow faster than you expect. Now let's move into something that surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it: beets. They are not flashy, they are not trendy, and most people never think of them as something that could impact strength or movement in any meaningful way. But what happens inside your body after you eat them is nothing short of remarkable. As your muscles work, they depend heavily on oxygen. Without enough oxygen, they fatigue faster, feel weaker, and recover more slowly. This is one of the hidden reasons why simple activities start to feel exhausting over time. Beets help change that. They contain natural compounds that support your body's ability to improve blood flow and deliver oxygen more efficiently. And this does not just affect your legs. It also supports the connection between your brain and your muscles, helping your body move with better coordination and control. Dr. Michael Carter once worked with a woman named Susan Miller, 68 years old. She had been told repeatedly that her fatigue and leg weakness were simply part of aging. Over time, she began relying on a cane, not because she wanted to, but because she felt she had no other choice. Instead of accepting that outcome, Dr. Carter introduced a simple addition to her routine: a few servings of beets each week combined with light daily movement. At first, the change was subtle, but within a couple of months, something shifted. Her steps became steadier, her energy improved, and one day she walked into the clinic without her cane. That moment was not dramatic on the outside, but for her, it meant everything. Now, let's talk about something much more familiar, yet often misunderstood: wild salmon. If your legs feel sore, stiff, or slow to recover, the problem may not just be weakness. It may be something happening quietly beneath the surface: inflammation. Think of it like a slow burn inside your muscles. Not enough to notice immediately, but enough to gradually wear down your strength over time. It affects how your muscles function, how they recover, and how they respond to activity. Wild salmon helps address this in a powerful way. It contains essential nutrients that support your body's ability to calm that internal stress. Instead of constantly breaking down, your muscles are given a chance to stabilize, repair, and function more efficiently. This is especially important as you get older, because your body becomes more sensitive to this kind of hidden strain. Dr. Carter often recommends including salmon in your meals a few times each week, not as a strict rule, but as a consistent habit. Because consistency is what allows your body to gradually rebuild what has been lost. When combined with the other foods we've discussed, the effect becomes even more noticeable. Less discomfort, better recovery, and a growing sense that your body is starting to work with you again instead of against you. And that feeling is where real change begins. Now let's talk about something that almost no one considers important, yet it quietly determines how strong and stable your body can actually become over time. Lentils and legumes. Most people focus only on animal protein when they think about building strength. And while that does play a role, it is not the full picture. Your body does not just need bursts of nutrition. It needs steady, reliable support throughout the day. That is exactly what lentils and legumes provide. They offer a balanced source of plant-based protein along with essential minerals that help maintain energy, support muscle function, and keep your system stable. Unlike quick energy foods that spike and crash, these foods release nutrients slowly. That steady release helps your muscles stay fueled for longer periods, especially during daily activities like walking, standing, or climbing stairs. Dr. Michael Carter often explains it in a simple way. Your muscles are not just built in moments of effort, they are maintained in the hours between. And if your body is not getting consistent support during those hours, weakness gradually sets in. Adding lentils, beans, or similar foods into your meals is not complicated. They are affordable, easy to prepare, and widely available, but their impact builds over time. Day by day, they help create a more stable foundation inside your body. And then, we come to something that changes the entire conversation. Extra virgin olive oil. This is the part that challenges what many people have believed for years. For a long time, fat was seen as something to avoid, something dangerous, something that should be reduced as much as possible, especially with age. But not all fats are the same, and this one in particular plays a very different role. Inside your body, there are natural processes that control inflammation and muscle repair. As you get older, those processes become less efficient. Your muscles do not recover as easily. They do not respond as strongly. And over time, that decline becomes noticeable in the way you move. Extra virgin olive oil supports your body in a unique way. It contains natural compounds that help your system regulate internal stress and create an environment where your muscles can function more effectively. Instead of constantly breaking down, your body is given a chance to stabilize and rebuild. Dr. Carter worked with a man named George Anderson, 81 years old. He had gradually reduced his activity over the years, not by choice, but because his legs simply did not respond the way they used to. Walking even short distances required frequent stops. His diet was careful, but extremely low in fat. He believed he was protecting his health. Dr. Carter suggested something unexpected, adding a few servings of high-quality olive oil into his daily meals. Nothing extreme, just a consistent change. Over time, George began to notice something different. His endurance improved. He could walk longer without needing to stop. And eventually, he returned to an activity he had not done in years, riding his bicycle. That transformation did not come from a single moment. It came from restoring balance inside his body. And this is where everything connects. Each of these foods plays a different role. Some help signal muscle growth, some improve circulation, some support recovery, and some create the conditions your body needs to function at its best. When combined, they do not just add up, they work together. And that is what makes the real difference. Now let's bring everything together, because this is the part that truly matters. What you have just seen are not random food suggestions. They are not trends, and they are not temporary fixes. They are pieces of a system. Each one plays a specific role inside your body. Eggs help signal your muscles to rebuild. Leafy greens support the flow of nutrients where they are needed most. Greek yogurt improves how your body absorbs and uses what you eat. Beets enhance oxygen delivery and coordination. Salmon helps calm the hidden stress that wears your muscles down over time. Lentils provide steady, reliable support throughout the day. And olive oil helps create the internal environment where all of this can actually work. On their own, each of these foods makes a difference. But together, they create something much more powerful. They give your body the conditions it needs to function the way it was designed to. And this is where I want to share something personal with you. Over the years, I have seen many people slowly give up on their strength. Not because they wanted to, but because they believed there was nothing they could do. They accepted weakness as inevitable. And that belief changed how they lived every single day. But I have also seen the opposite. I have seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s begin to regain strength, stability, and confidence simply by making consistent, informed choices. Not extreme changes, not overnight transformations, just small, intentional steps repeated daily. And that is what I want for you. You are not meant to feel like a passenger in your own life. You are not meant to hesitate before standing up, to avoid stairs, or to question whether your legs will support you today. That is not your destiny. In many cases, it is simply the result of missing information. Information that you now have. But I also want to be clear about something important. This video is not a replacement for medical advice. Every body is different. Every health condition is unique. The stories you heard are real experiences, but they are not guarantees. They are examples of what can happen when the body is given the right support. If you have existing medical conditions, or if you are taking medications, it is always wise to speak with a healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet. That said, it is not too late. Your body still has the ability to adapt, to repair, to regain strength. That capacity does not disappear with age. It only waits for the right support. So do not think of this as a complete overhaul. You do not need to change everything overnight. Start small. Choose one of these foods. Add it to your next meal. Then build from there. Step by step, you begin to give your body what it has been missing. And over time, those small steps can lead to something bigger than you expect. Stronger movement, better balance, more confidence in the way you live your daily life. Now I would like to hear from you. Which of these foods will you start with first? Leave a comment and share your experience. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to take their first step as well. And if you found this helpful, make sure to stay connected, because every week we share simple, practical ways to help you move better, feel stronger, and live with more independence. This is your moment to take back control, and it starts with your next meal.